Hey guys, welcome to Magic Monday. Today we're going to be talking about a card that I think is seeing a little bit too much play in the competitive Commander format, and I think it might need some revision on if we think it's good or not. So, let's talk about Final Fortune. Alright, so we pulled up the Gather, and we have Final Fortune here with us today. So, Final Fortune reads for 2 red, it's an instant, and it reads take an extra turn after this one. At the end of that turn, you lose the game. Now, I've seen this on a couple of blue farm lists, and in my opinion, it's really only seeing play for after a player attempts to go off, you can hold your interaction, and towards the end of their turn, you just cast Final Fortune, and you attempt to go off as well. But it can really backfire if people didn't use up all of their interaction on that player's turn. So you'll end up losing the game, and your win attempt is also gone. So it just kind of feels like a win more card. But the only other situation I can think of where it would seem like it could be played, it feels like a 4-card combo in a sense. Because what you would need out in order to make sure that the Final Fortune lands and secures you the win is you either have a Grand Abolisher in play or you have a Ranger Captain Vios in play. It goes to your turn, and your opponents either can't react to anything, can't cast spells, or can't cast non creature spells, and there's just nothing that they can do to interact with your turn when you either A, attempt to go for your Underworld Breach line, or B, you attempt for your Thassa's Oracle line. And to me, this card says you need too many pieces in order for the actual card to pay off. Nor would I go out of my way to tutor this card to the top of my deck with a mystical tutor, or tutor this card to my hand with a demonic tutor type of effect. So, I don't think it should see play in those types of decks where you really want to go for those types of combo lines. However, I don't think it's bad in the decks where you're looking for a combat line. Like, for example, you could be running it in. Just have to remind myself of the commander, Slicer. You could run it in Slicer, which is mono red, so it's not that bad. It's take an extra turn, and I mean, if you're able to take multiple combats in one turn, if you're running that type of effect, sure, I guess that could work. But Final Fortune in that deck also doesn't seem great because your combo lines aren't really going for Underworld lines either, but you can still attempt it. It's still interactable, but it's taking the win away from you if you're not able to end the game. So, I think people might need a little bit of reconsideration on if this card is good. What I would rather run, in my opinion, that I think is criminally underplayed is, let me get that pulled up. So what I've been running in place of this card in most of my decks is Trickbind, which Trickbind is a 1 colorless and a blue instant with split second, and it reads counter target activated or triggered ability. If a permanent's ability is countered this way, activated abilities of that permanent can't be played this turn, and mana abilities cannot be targeted. So this card really works well with countering your Dockside Extortionist ETB triggers, which I've used it on before, and it absolutely warped the game. I've used it on Thassa's Oracle triggers, and I feel like this card, while yes, it does have the same effective mana cost at 2 mana in total should see more play than Final Fortune does currently in the competitive Commander format. So, take a look at your decks. If you're within the colors of blue and red, really do some thinking. Do I need Final Fortune in there? Is it gonna do anything for me? And if you're not running something that says the at the end of that turn you lose the game effect just doesn't matter, then don't run the card. It's just a time warp at this 5 mana at this 2 mana cost that it has. So, is a 2 mana instant take an extra turn spell that great? I mean, I guess if you're going to cast Angel's Grace and say it doesn't matter about the last part of the card, it's a 3 mana take an extra turn spell, I guess it's okay in that state. But at that rate, you're still using a piece of interaction that you could have used to stop the win, to secure your win if you're going to even land your win. So, again, 4 to 5 pieces of combo pieces or protection to ensure that you can land your combo, and this isn't even one of the pieces to the combo, says to me Final Fortune is not the card that you want to play. But don't take what I say for granted. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you for tuning in to this week's Magic Monday Take by Snacky, and I will see you guys next week. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on Friday with my latest. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.